This is our friend Odie. Odie, Odie, Odie. Odie, Odie, Odie is the Hope Home, Peace for Paul's local mascot, named after the Garfield character. He's just wonderful. She likes to hump. Anyways, I wanted to share an interesting story from today. So, as I've mentioned, the Nile River, the source of the Nile, is here in Jinja, and so I asked a few people today if it was okay for me to walk across a railroad track bridge, whatever you call it, railroad bridge, that crosses the Nile. And the locals that I asked, even though they don't know perfect English, understood what I meant and said, oh yeah, it's fine, because yesterday I noticed there were some of the local police, quote unquote, standing watch, and they're standing in fatigues and with rifles, and it looks very serious and secure, so I was doubtful. But they said, oh no, they're just there. So I decided to take a little meandering tour along some parks that border the river, and it's like the spot where some of the European explorers back in the 17th century first spotted and identified the source of the Nile as such. Anyways, I actually got to hear it, the whole history, for about 45 minutes from a guy who was working there. I was like the only person in the park, so he wanted to give me a spiel. Anyways, I'll tell you all about it later. But when I got to the other side of the bridge, which is probably like half a mile long, I mean, it's a long bridge, a couple of the armed guards met me there, asked me for my passport and my camera, and then proceeded to demonstrate how they knew less English than literally anybody else I've met in this country. Everybody speaks really good English for the most part. These two guys didn't. They spoke better Swahili, which is not something I've come across much or know any of. At any rate, in broken English, they asked me what I was doing, why I was taking pictures, where I was posting the pictures. I think that's what they were getting at. And I just said, oh, they're just for me, I'm a tourist, it's just a beautiful place. They, in fragmented sentences, told me that the word Al-Qaeda came up a couple times, as if I was going to give them information as to the location of this well-known landmark, so that Al-Qaeda could then bomb it or something, and then thereby breaking up the transport route between like Kenya and Tanzania and Uganda and everything from East to West Africa. A valid concern, I'm sure, but you see how dangerous I generally look and act. But anyways, ultimately the whole outcome was that they wanted some cash. Luckily I had most of my bigger bills in a different part of my backpack, which they never looked in, but I thought they were going to take my passport and my camera for a while. I told them I could delete the pictures. They said no. And then the guy said, you give me 50,000 shillings, which is the equivalent of maybe about $20, and they said you could go to the police station and pay 1,000,000 shillings, which is like $400, so that's kind of significant, and I really didn't want that. So luckily they took the 40 that I had on me, and then just let me go, showed me how I could go to the police station, get a permit to then come back to the bridge, and then I'm allowed to take a picture. But I don't even know if the permit is more or less than 40,000 shillings, so who cares at this point. But kind of a funny experience. It really should have been maybe a little bit scarier than it was, but the guys were sort of smiling the whole time, obviously just there to extort me. So ultimately my quite dangerous and illegal act across walking and taking a couple photos across the bridge of the Nile Cost about 16 bucks. So anyways, just skipped right along and went and had some lunch. So anyways, thought you guys would like that. Alright, huevare.